Welcome everybody to the Latinas for Latino Literature first ever Google Hangout. We're really excited because we're going to be introducing you to the first ever Latino Children Summer Reading Program that Latinas for Latino Literature, L4LL, launched, powered by Google. Joining me today, I'm Viviana Hurtado, one of the co-founders of L4LL. Joining me is my partner, Monica Olivera, also known to many people as the author of Mami Maestra, as well as the owner of LatinBaby.com. You can find her on Twitter at Latin Mami. And also from Google, the wonderful Eliana Murillo, at Eliana Murillo, who is the head of multicultural marketing for Google. So welcome to all of you.
Thank you for having me.
So I am going to start with just a brief overview of the program. We're going to spend the next 30 minutes telling you about the program from different vantage points. Firstly, from the Latina for Latino Literature standpoint, we're going to let you know why it is that we decided to launch what's probably the first ever Latino Children Summer Reading Program specifically designed for Latino students and their families. And then Eliana is going to speak to us about Google's participation, particularly the role of technology and Google apps and platforms and products to really help students reach their reading goals and have a lot of fun. So we're going to start with Monica Olivera. Monica, can you tell us why we decided to start the program and why it's important to design it for Latino children and their families? And just so that everybody knows, Monica has a slight delay, so we're just going to hang in there.
Okay, thanks, Viviana. So basically, this is a program that I've been wanting to do for several years now, because although there are a lot of summer reading programs that are available, and some of them do offer Spanish components to them, there is nothing that has been specifically geared for Latino families, at least not online. And so what I wanted to do is try and create this program to reach, a lot of Latino families, because Latinos are all over social media, and that is a powerful tool that we can use to reach these families. Especially because literacy is so important for Latino families. We really come in last almost consistently, straight across the board when it comes to literacy and exams. Children, students that are up to 4th grade are not fully literate, and that's something that I think that we can help with. I know that Latino parents really care passionately about their kids and they want them to succeed. But a lot of times our parents don't know how to help them, and they really need the tools to help them, their kids, become more literate and to, raise readers or children that love to read and therefore excel in school. So what we're doing is we have created this summer reading program for Latino children and their families, and there's a lot of emphasis on parental involvement. And as such, what we've done is create bilingual materials that parents can print either in English or Spanish, whichever they are most comfortable with. But also we've created summer reading lists, and that's been really popular because the summer reading lists focus completely on Latino children's literature, which is very important for us because it is not marketed well, and in fact it's not produced in enough quantities given the number of Latinos in the country. So our summer reading lists include books that are written by or about Latino characters, or written by Latino authors and illustrators too. And we also include Spanish language books because I think parents are more likely to get involved. Let's say you have a Latino parent who is more comfortable reading in Spanish, and in order for them to get involved, we have to provide them with the resources like these books to engage them and make them more likely to read to their children. But I do want to make it clear that our goal is to get these kids reading during the summer. They do not have to read the books that are on our list. They are encouraged to do so. And so that's one facet of it. And we also are really moving into technology because Latinos are consuming technology in just massive amounts. And so we want to take this opportunity to use the technology that we have in order to engage the parents and to help develop their children's literacy skills. And so maybe Eliana can talk more about that.
Thanks, Monica. Before we go to Eliana, I just wanted to, say, always the journalist in me, there are some people that are just curious saying, okay, great, Monica Olivera, what qualifies you to, design a summer reading program? And so I'd like you to talk about how you are maybe you want to tell us about the years that you have in this community and the very personal experience you have as an educator.
So I don't think I would set myself up as an expert by any means, but I am a Latina mom who homeschools, and I have successfully taught my children to read. I know some of the elements that are involved, what excites kids. I know what excites parents in terms of helping their children learn to read. And I've studied it very carefully. I've looked at or participated in a lot of reading programs over the last few years. And I have pulled certain elements from all of those to help create this reading program. And it's my hope that it is helpful, but I'm, of course, always open to improvement and looking for ways to help the parents if they need extra tools. I'm sure that all of us here would say that we're open to hearing how we can make improvements if there needs to be any.
So Eliana, one of the things that I shared with you today was the newest Pew Research study that confirmed, I won't say revealed, because it confirmed something that we know about in the social and the web and in the digital space, which is that 60% of Hispanics own smartphones. Can you talk to us a little bit about why you when we called you, when we ran the idea by you, you said, I'm in, me comprometo, how can I help? So tell us a little bit about what you see with Google and the role that technology can play in bridging the literacy and the education gap, because Monica published a fantastic op-ed in NBC Latino yesterday, and my mouth dropped when I read in the very first paragraph that a 2000 Department of Education study showed that only half of Hispanic fourth graders are able to recognize the alphabet. I mean, just startling. So tell us a little bit about your background, why you felt you connected with it, and what Google is doing to use technology to engage students and readers.
Sure. Well, I'm thrilled to be here and show our support for Latinos for Latino Literature and make sure that this program is truly powered by Google. So a couple different points you asked me about. Latinos' use of technology, social media, mobile, definitely super important to Google and where we know our community is going on the web. Asked me about my personal background, I'll share a bit about that, and then what that means for this program. Personally, very, very invested in this mission. I'm originally from California. My mom is a high school teacher, and I grew up around her in the classroom doing summer reading programs and throughout the year and focusing on education and literature for students. So that's very important to me, and that's something that I wanted to be able to accomplish through our technology. Being at Google, how can I bring the best of technology to our community to really advance in areas of education and STEM and just reading as a basic fundamental need for the community? So on a personal level, very, very excited to be a part of this. Thank you both for letting me join your initiative and support as much as I can on a personal level, and then bring Google technology. And for the audience to have an idea of what this really, how this came to be, Viviana and Monica called me and we had a conversation around what their goal was for this program. And very ambitious, very fantastically aligned with what you both are passionate about in the work that you do online and in the community. And I asked if it was okay to 10x the idea. Let's collaborate. Let's think about how do we add more of the components of digital that you are also familiar with, leveraging Google products. So I think that's really important to know in terms of adding the digital element, because as you mentioned, these amazing statistics around how Latinos are over-indexing in the consumption of smartphones, of tablets, of social media. We're much more likely to engage across social media. In fact, urban Latinas are the the trailblazers in social media. Not many tech companies realize that. And my role at Google is in Hispanic marketing as a part of the overall head of multicultural marketing role. And so always looking to partner with folks like you all who can help us bring more technology into the community and leverage that. So we know that people are very engaged with mobile, like I said, with YouTube as well. Latinos share more YouTube videos than any other demographic, so excited to incorporate that into the program as well. So to give you an idea, this is one hangout. This is our first product engagement we have with the public through this program, but looking forward to doing some really neat hangouts on air. This is what this is, where the public can really tune in from wherever they are, from Google Plus, synced over to YouTube, and even all their mobile devices. We're looking forward to planning some really neat hangouts, looking to see what authors we can bring into the mix. I was a huge fan of the tremendous the tremendous Twitter party you did with Junot Diaz, one of my favorite authors. So thinking about doing unique things like that. But beyond that, working with the Google Play team to make sure that we have some of these fantastic titles that you all have curated into a reading list, so we can make those available. So those announcements will be coming soon about the titles that are available and how to download, and make it educational, not only in the sense of the reading of the books, but also in terms of knowing how to properly use tools on the web that are available. Some of the really fantastic return on the signups we've seen. The signups already are exceeding my expectations. I was excited to see this, but the numbers are tremendous of the families that are signing up, not just in the U.S., but in Mexico and Puerto Rico as well. And people submitted their signups through Google Forms, which is parts of Google Apps. And so that was really neat to see how you all are taking the kind of simple trainings we showed you on how to use the tools to really reach and collect information and share that with others. And that's really core to Google's mission about increasing access to information and making universally accessible and useful. So very excited to be part of this. Happy to answer any other questions if you have them for me. But I definitely want to give you two all the credit in the world for this.
Oh, well, I want to go back to Monica right now, because you, just if you can tease out something that came up, which was the fact that that the program, or the L4LL Children's Summer Reading Program for Latino kids, and by the way, anybody can join. We're just designing it, focusing on Latino authors, those recommended titles, and Latino illustrators. We find that a lot of parents that are Latinos or have that sensibility just want to get their hands on these books and these illustrated books to expose their children to what I like to call toques Latinos, just these Latino touches, to have that connection. The titles, as Monica said, are in English, some of them are in Spanish, and some of the titles are bilingual. But Monica, can you just explain a little bit more why in designing this program, in curating the lists, if you can tell us a little bit more how you divided the lists according to age group, and the literacy concepts that group according to the age group. And then the second question is if you can explain a little more why it's important to involve parents, which is kind of different from our summer reading program, because we do have the parents involved every step of the way, and that's not always the case with most, if not all, summer literacy reading programs.
Yeah, well, a couple of things. The summer reading program is designed for students that are, well, not just students, it's for Latino children from newborns all the way up to 18 years old. And we've divided the reading lists, and we've grouped them basically to children who are 4 and under, 4 to 8, and then 9 and above. The 4 and under program, we even have a packet of materials for parents to download, and it does include reading logs, even though children under 4 don't read, but Latino parents really need to be reading to their children every day for 15 to 20 minutes. And it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's in English. It can be in Spanish. That's no problem. The goal is to start developing pre-literacy skills, and that starts from the time you were born. So even if you have just a little tiny baby, reading to that baby every day starts to help their brain understand language development. It increases their vocabulary as they get older. And so these are all skills that are very important for them to have before they enter kindergarten. And because a lot of Latinos families don't send their kids to preschool, their kids are starting kindergarten unprepared. And it was actually that study that you had mentioned earlier was half of the Latino children who are entering kindergarten don't recognize the alphabet, not 4th grade. In 4th grade, the number of children who are literate is very low for Latinos compared to their white counterparts. I think it's like 17% of Latino students in 4th grade are literate compared to, I think it's around 44%. I'd have to double check those figures, but I'm pretty sure that's accurate. So because of that, all this, we are trying to divide it up into age groups. And so we are including parents and providing them with resources to start developing those pre-literacy skills from birth to age 4. And then we have created a reading list that's engaging, that's educational. We include biographies of a lot of Latino figures who have contributed to our society, and that's included in the 4 to 8 range. And then we have another group that's 9 and above, and that is to engage older children who don't know that Latino children's literature is out there, and it's to help continue helping them to be proud of who they are and their heritage, because that's so critical. We had a study done in North Carolina just a few years ago that shows that Latino children who are proud of their culture and are aware of it do much better academically, and they're less likely to suffer emotional behaviors, less likely to drop out, less likely to do drugs. So all of this is so interrelated and really important for our community, and that's why we've designed it the way we have. And we have some really great prizes and a program that's part of this, an aspect of our reading program that we'll be announcing for these older kids here later this month. And so I'm looking forward to sharing that, especially with you guys.
Eliana, I wanted to ask you a question because, you know, when I was growing up, and I think I can say that about you and about Monica, there wasn't all of these cool things like YouTube and Google Play and Google Education. We were kind of old school, and we just read books. And I'll say that, you know, I was not exposed to Latino literature until I was actually in college. So I grew up, you know, reading The Little Prince when I was a little girl, and then I graduated to Judy Blume, and I read Shakespeare and The Catcher in the Rye. But can you tell us, a lot of people think technology is obliterating literacy, but can you tell us about how you view technology and some of, you know, these Google products as a way to help students reach their literacy goals, exceed them, and kind of, I guess, have fun too, right?
Definitely. Yeah, I think I was definitely brought up in bookstores. Spent my weekends there. My parents are big readers and made sure that that was a part of my upbringing. And it's interesting to see how things are changing for the youth, that you're not holding a book as often, you're maybe downloading it. And part of that also is the reality of the digital divide. Very, very important for the Latino community. As I was preparing for this, I was reading some stats that it is decreasing, and there's always more work to be done because not everyone is able to get on Wi-Fi or on their data plan, things like that. But it is very interesting to see how Latinos are really taking advantage of this kind of new wave of technology and so many are downloading the apps, that many of them are educational. Latinos are more likely to download an app than any other group. So what that tells me is, why don't we meet the user where they are? That's kind of a mantra of Google's. And if we know that they're on social media, we know that they're on, they're 10%, 15% more likely to be on many different social media platforms, not to mention, like I mentioned, apps. Why not create an environment or using digital literacy to get them to read, make it fun? Because if books aren't as available as they used to be, because there are fewer libraries and bookstores are closing, and that's kind of a change in the course of human history, that's such a major shift. But digital, it's the new surface where people are reading. And the neat thing about what we want to promote is that all of our platforms are available on any device. So this is something that I personally am very happy to promote, because I know that not every kid has their own smartphone or even their own computer, but if they can download a book on Google Books and access it on any device that has an internet connection, that means that they can take their books with them. When I travel or when I visit family and I'm not able to take my library of books, I can keep them all on my phone, or I can log in on someone's laptop and get a couple of pages further in the book that I'm reading. And so I think it's a matter of being realistic about who has access. I hope that this is available to as many people as possible, but taking advantage of the new trend. That things are going digital. I don't think it needs to be discouraging that people aren't reading as much. Let's get them reading online. Let's think about different ways. Hopefully we'll be able to leverage YouTube as well. I've seen some really neat ideas about, we've just discussed these about having maybe book reviews via YouTube. We're going to be discussing that more and more announcements over the course of the summer. But people are engaging in different ways. The fact that Junot Diaz was able to engage with you on a social platform and people were communicating with him live, that's a level of engagement people didn't have in the past, and it's a huge opportunity now. And now through video, we're able to do so much more as well. So I think a book is more than just what you hold in the palm of your hands. It's a community experience. And now when we bring it to families, bring the authors into the mix, incorporate a little bit of digital magic, I think it's something really promising.
I just wanted to say that, historically, the role of technology and books is, and the transformational power it has on society is since the beginning of time. I mean, and this is where the hashtag Ivy Latina Geek is coming out, but I mean, it was the, Gutenberg Bible that, and the printing press, and how revolutionary that was to get more books in hands of regular people and away from the scribes and the kings. And there's a real exciting moment here to use technology and social and the web and different forms of that to get people reading. But I will pontificate at another time. I do want to ask Monica. Monica, can you just explain a little bit more why it's why it's important for parents to be involved in this? When it comes to reinforcement and modeling behavior. You talked a little bit about the importance of reading to kids, but can you talk conceptually as far as reaching and exceeding literacy goals for students, why that's so important?
Absolutely. I think that all students, we know that one of the keys to having a successful education, having a child successfully graduate and go on to higher learning, involves parental involvement. I mean, that's one of the keys to getting your kids to succeed academically. I think that when parents are involved in their kids' education, it shows their kids that they value education, and therefore the children learn to value education themselves. It's just like you can live up to an expectation, but you can also live down to an expectation. So if you never read, if you never talk about school or education, then why should these kids care? They want to care about what their parents are thinking and value. Whether we like it or not, we are our children's first role model, and we are their first teacher as well. It doesn't matter if we've been trained. Unfortunately, I think all people should be trained how to be parents, because I know we stumble along blindly so often. But that's really important for us in order to get our kids to become readers. Eliana even mentioned that her parents were big readers, and so then she spent a lot of her time in bookstores. I was the same way. I mean, I used to when I was growing up in Texas, I was in half-price books once or twice a week, you know, just devouring books. And, you know, I think that's the way it is. And, you know, one of the things that really opened my eyes was I did not read. When I was growing up, we didn't really have Latino children's literature at all. So we're not trying to say that in order to learn to read, you have to have these books. But we do know now that how crucial they are for our self-esteem, our children's self-esteem, and for parental involvement as well. I can remember the moment that I read my first Latino children's literature. Well, I don't know if it's Latino children's literature, but I read Bless Me Ultima, and I was in a multicultural literature class in high school, and I read this book, and I was so blown away because there were so many aspects of you know, the abuelita basically in there that reminded me of my own abuelita. Ultima was so much of what she had reminded me of my own great-grandmother. And, you know, I was just so amazed that someone had written a book about something that happened in my childhood or that I relate to. And it just made me really excited and proud. And I think that all kids should have that from a much earlier age. I don't think they should have to wait till they're in high school to figure that out or to feel that way. So, that's kind of why I think that it's really important for parents to be involved, because they encourage their kids to become readers. They encourage them to love reading, and that's what we need to help all parents do.
That's Bless Me Ultima is a foundational book in the U.S. Latino literary canon by Rodolfo Anaya, and I know personally how much Monica loves that book. We had a very interesting back and forth a few months ago about that, because it was actually made recently into a movie, which was really exciting. I wanted to just let everybody know that our website is www.latinas4, the number 4, latinolit.org, and if you go there, you can find all kinds of information. Monica, can you tell us about some of the information that the students, that parents and readers will find if they go there concerning the summer reading program, you know, registration, so forth?
Yes, absolutely. So basically, when you go to our site, you will start to see a lot of posts that are supplying tools and resources to help parents throughout the summer. But if you go specifically to the page where you can register, you'll notice in the upper right-hand corner it says sign up. If you click on that image, then it'll take you to our registration page, and all you have to do is fill out the form that's already on there. And then after you fill out that form, you can scroll down and you will find all the printables. That all you have to do is click on the link. You can choose English or you can choose Spanish, whatever suits you and your family best, and then you can print them off and be ready. We will be adding more printables as the summer goes along, so you can check back there on a regular basis, but also you'll want to visit this day, because almost every day we will be posting videos, we'll be posting tips and resources, other resources, online resources, in English and Spanish. So we'll be sending all this, or posting all this on the website. But if you register for the summer reading program, you will get special invites and opportunities to participate or to be eligible to win certain prizes. And so that's an important part of it as well.
Yeah, and I was just going to say that our hashtag, for those of you who love their Twitter, get their tweet on, is hashtag L4LL. That's hashtag L4LL. Some of the prizes that Monica was talking about, the registration is free, and the registration, actually, you can register whenever you want. You can register. It started on. It launched on Saturday, June the 1st, and the program ends on August the 12th. You can register if you want to on August the 11th. But for participating families to qualify for the giveaway, we're giving away 100 backpacks to the first 100 participating families who fill out, who finish, who complete 8 books. Monica, jump in if I miss something, and also fill out book reports, and we're really excited because Google has helped us how to use Google Forms so that it's a very easy, seamless way to do it and very quick, with just a point of a couple of clicks, and boom, you're able to submit. And the first 100 families to register to read those 8 books and to complete those book and submit the book reports are going to win backpacks. Monica, can you tell us a little bit about what's going to be in those backpacks and why it was important for us to choose backpacks and not anything else?
Okay, so we actually have 3 components to our summer reading program, and the backpacks are going to the elementary aged, or the families of elementary aged children. This is to help cover the cost of starting back to school at the end of August, and inside will include all the different, or the basic school supplies that are usually required for children who are starting back to school. We wanted to help cover that cost so that parents can focus on other, maybe it's uniforms, maybe it's lunch money, but we wanted to help that way. And then, so that is going to be for the kids in elementary school, ages 4 to 8. We'll be revealing some new prizes and wonderful opportunities for the older children here later this month. For families with children under 4, they will also be included in some special giveaways. So everyone will just have to stay tuned.
Oh, Monica, she's just whetting everybody's appetite with all of this good information that's coming. As Monica said, you can follow all of the latest updates on the website, www.latinas4latinolit.org, as well as our Google Plus page. The button is on our website, Monica. Soon to be
Yes.
on our website. We have a
Absolutely.
YouTube. We have a YouTube channel where you're going to find information, videos, hopefully book reports. I have a special place in my heart for a story time. That's my big. That is my big ambitious plan, is to have a L4LL Latino Summer Reading Children's Program story time. We may also have some videos from some fantastic authors in this world, and maybe some surprise guests, right, Eliana?
That's right.
We're working on that. You know, Eliana, can you talk? Can you just tell us? And we're going to wrap things up in a minute or so. You know, about sharing and
Yeah.
why this is important to, you know, as you know, we hear in our communities, que corra la voz del pueblo. You know, tell everybody.
Absolutely. I think what Latinos do best is share online. We already do it, and I think what better initiative and content to share than what this program promotes. In terms of the actual how-to on sharing, in terms of Google+, let's use this Hangout, for example. Whoever's watching, if you want to share this with your comadre, your coworker, whoever it is, this recording will live on L4LL's Google+ page and their YouTube channel. You can copy the link to the YouTube video, to tweet it, to post it, whatever you want to do with it. And then on Google+, when you see the video, on the right side there's a little circle with a triangle in it. It'll say link to this post. So you can direct people specifically to this conversation. And that's the way anything Latinas for Latino Literature posts on their Google+ page, they can share it like that. It's really easy to do. But this program depends on the community to support it. And I have my familia of Latino Googlers who are watching right now out and across the country in different offices. They are all asking, can we share the link to this Hangout? And I'm going to respond and say absolutely yes. We definitely want to make sure people hear about this and hear from you too, the brains behind the initiative. But if you all can help share and promote this, we'd really love it, because you never know who's reaching. I'm going to make sure my nieces in San Diego, California are going to be reading with us this summer. My mom and her teacher friends are all in the loop as well. So I think if everyone can kind of do their part in sharing it, you never know which child will be touched and may become the next founder of a company like Google, author of an amazing book like House on Mango Street was the first Latino book that really touched my life. So many other opportunities there. So really I'm excited to see how this spreads, and thank you all for the ones who have shared already. Thank you for promoting this.
The House on Mango Street was the first Latino literature book that I read, and as well, it was very foundational for me. Very quickly before we say our goodbyes, Monica, can you just tell us very briefly about the weekly newsletter that is going to start going out to participants beginning this week?
Yes, so we're going to start off with a newsletter to all the participants. That will be going out in the next day or two. But after that, every week we will be sharing a newsletter with the parents who have signed up as a way to just help keep them engaged throughout the summer and to provide them with tips and tools. We'll also have a book of the week pick. We'll have a video of the week that we pick that we share. The video you could share with your children. You can watch it together. It's a lot of fun. It makes it more exciting. Reading exciting. And one other thing I want to mention is that I was looking through all the registrants that we have so far. We've got people from Mexico also. We have people from Colombia. We have Gran Canaria. We even have a family who is in Germany at the military base there. So this is a spread, and so we want to incorporate as many Latino families as would like to. We might not be able to ship school supplies to, I don't know, but we will still be able to work with you and figure out some additional ways to help keep your kids excited about it.
That's awesome. So I'm going to sign off by just adding to what Monica said about the weekly bulletin. We're also going to be, in addition to our literacy tip of the week and our featured book of the week, we're going to also be sharing how we believe we could use technology, certainly some of the Google products that we're excited about this summer, how it is that you can use them to really enhance and turbocharge your reading goals. So I'm Viviana Hurtado, and I just want to thank Monica Olivera, my partner, who I love as much or more than my computer, as well as Eliana Murillo from Google, head of multicultural marketing you can have as much vision and ganas and passion and conviction to light a small city for 1 week, but unless you have support and people saying I'm in, me comprometo, how can I help, you just can't reach as many people as you'd like to, and we'd like to thank you as well too. Thank you, and goodbye to everybody, and stay tuned because we are going to have a lot more coming. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.